this is PTC Equipment. My name is Tiffany Luchkiw, and this is the show where we show you how to use the equipment in the studio at Pittsburgh Technical College. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the C100 and get it set up to be used. Now the first step is going to be to place the camera on the tripod. So the first thing we're going to have to do is take off the plate. And flip this upside down. And screw in the plate to the bottom of the C100. And you're going to want to use a quarter or a key. I'm using a quarter. And slide the camera on from the back. And tighten it. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is to place an SD card in the camera. So I'm going to flip it around. And we're going to open up the viewfinder. And there's this door here, it is up, and we're going to slip it in slot A. Now in order for the camera to work, you have to have the door down, so do make sure you close the door. And the next thing we're going to do is add the battery. Here's our battery. You line it up and you have it all the way on this end, and then you just slide it over and it shouldn't move around once it is in there. Now the next thing we're going to do is add a lens. So we're going to flip it around. Here is the lens we are going to use today. There is a red dot, and when we take this off there's going to be a red dot, and we're going to want to line these up. And make sure you do this quickly because you don't want the sensors in here exposed to the real world as little as possible. And you just twist it till it clicks, and then it is on. So the next thing we're going to do is power on the C100. And that is over here, this switch here, you turn it up to where it says camera, and it turns it on. And as you can see, it's on. The next step is to black balance the camera. So to do that, you're going to want to go into Menu and the camera setup and go down to ABB, which is Auto Black Balance. Click on that. It's going to ask you if it's covered, which it is right now, and just hit OK. And it does take a little bit. We do this so that in order to protect the sensors, you're going to want to do this when you change light setups and when you have had the camera down for a couple of days and you want to use it again. You want to black balance it every time you do that. It does take a little bit. Some cameras take up to 20 minutes. This one here does not, thankfully. But yeah, and you want to have it covered. It's very bad for the camera if it is uncovered. You want it to be completely black. No light is getting through while it is doing this. It can take several minutes. This camera takes less than a lot of them, and it's done. So, okay. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is to format the card. So in order to do that, we are going to go over and go down to Other Functions. And we're going to go down to Initialize. It's down near the bottom. Initialize Media. And there's two slots on this one, A and B. We put the SD card in A, so we're going to want to do it there. And we're going to do a complete one. And it's going to erase all data from the SD card, so make sure once you're done with SD cards, you transfer all your information off of them so that next time you can format the card and you'll have a clean slate for your new shoot. It doesn't take very long, it's pretty quick. Now the next thing I'm going to show you to do is how to change the frame rate and size. So we are going to want to get out of Initialize Media and go up to MP4. And in that, down below, it has frame rate, and it's got 30 frames per second and 24. We're going to keep it there. And there's the bit rate and resolution here. You've got multiple options. We're going to keep it where it is, though. And the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is white balance. Now on the side here there's a button right above WB that will allow you to have control yourself for the white balance. You push it here, and after I get out of the menu, and you push this button here, and it will give you control of the white balance with this little joystick here. You turn it up and down for orange and blue, and you want everything to look as natural as you can possibly get it whenever you are white balancing. Now next is the shutter speed. It is below the viewfinder right here with a number 14. You push that button and it will give you access to the shutter speed. Now you're going to want your shutter speed to be set at approximately double your frame rate in order for it to look natural as what the human eye sees. So right now we're going to want it to be at about 60. There we go. And the next thing I'm going to go over is the ISO or gain. And it is the number 13 right beside the shutter speed in the same area. You push that one and it gives you access to your gain or ISO. You turn up the number to get it brighter, but you do want to watch out for when you do that you'll get a lot of noise, and generally that is not wanted. So be careful. If you do have that problem, just put up more lights. And that is how you use the C100. Thank you for watching PTC equipment, and I can't wait to show you next time. We're going to go over the C200s. Thank you for watching the show.